And for people to understand, I'm looking at my window, I'm looking at the beach. It's a sunny day, it's beautiful.
It's 4th of July.
It's 4th of July, United States, yeah. I was correct. Here, nobody understand anything about 4th of July, but since we try to live in the mind of America as much as we can, for us it's 4th of July. There will be nothing in Brazil that resembles 4th of July.
That's only one thing I have to say.
But the conversation,
you know why?
I don't want to have the
Because
conversation about 4th of July.
I know, but we want the culture of Americans to influence it, not the Brazilian culture to influence.
Yes, that's perfectly fine. But when I was saying about I'm looking at the window, because I want to have a description for someone that's listening to this audio or watching this video to have an understanding where I'm at. I'm looking at a beautiful wife with headphones, reading a book. She has 4 books around her, a cup of coffee, very nice coffee. I love coffee. I don't think coffee is good, but it's drinking coffee. I used to have my breakfast, and she asked me and started a question. I want you to start from the beginning because you're very smart and very influential, and you're a very young lady and have gotten so much experience in life at a young age, and you have been blessed to be around these beautiful dogs. And so you have an area from a woman of amazing dogs that have influenced your life, from Chilindrina to Ciega, Brutal Baby, Carmela Soprano, and so on and so forth. Now, Pichenka is here with us. And of course, Rakata will be here soon. So let's talk about what you were saying at the beginning about talking to the death. I want the people that are here, that are smart, that come to this channel, I want you to talk about the death. I mean, this morning we were in our bedroom, we were talking about the importance of me writing the books, right? Mm-hmm. We're talking the thing that I told you, the mistakes of some great dogmen in the past, the self-destruction that they had by participating in the culture of the common dogger, the common breeder, and the common anybody can breed a dog, and you got my blood and you become this. That negative effect of eating themselves and killing themselves. And we talk about my friend Victor Eckert, how he destroyed himself by himself, and everything that came out of him, it was self-destructive. Those guys, absolutely all of them, destroy themselves. And although every single dog that came out of those down the line breeding programs created dogs with pedigrees, not one dog is on the level. No one ever, except us, of course, was able to go somewhere else. I was talking to Victor, and Victor said, Chico, you took the dogs to a completely different level. I did this and that and that and that with Mayday, but then it came you, and you took it to levels higher and higher and higher. And of course, for my friend Sparta to be next to me all the way from Ukraine and to listen to Victor say that to me in our faces, it was pretty nice, a good feeling, because we both have tremendous admiration for Victor, much love. I mean, Victor is, to me, is a big brother, is a father.
And you have something. You have something else. You can absorb the good in people. You got influenced by Victor, the great part of Victor, the businessman, the guy that really have a bigger aspiration for Mayday, and he did that. But
I also, what I'm talking about right now is some of the things that he do. That if I could go back in time, and he would change those things, he will still be breeding dogs, and the people that were breeding his dogs on the line using his name will not be around. Nobody flourished. It was a total waste of time. It was a maybe short reward, but I want to get to the point of what you were talking about the books and about leaving these. We were talking about in the culture.
I don't want to talk about books in general, because the same about dogs. You have quality and you have bullshit. But let me tell you something.
En la conversación casual, por favor. Yeah. No está hablando con teléfono. Forget about the phone.
Okay.
I just want to hear
so
you.
Just let me tell you something. I was telling you, you know why, Chico Lopez, you have to write books? Because time is the answer for everything. And sometimes we if we want to really be knowledgeable, we need to talk with the dead, and sometimes we need to talk with people that are very, very far away from us. And I was reading this book about the Stoics, the Stoic philosophy, and how I get attracted to that is unbelievable, because
Can you explain what's a Stoic? Because a lot of people don't understand what's Stoic.
I will get to the point. It's unbelievable how you get attracted to things that you really love, that you admire. And I'm reading this book that is amazing. The book is The Lives of the Stoics, and it's talking about all the people, all the philosophers that are in the school of the Stoics long time ago.
We're talking about what? This before Christ, right?
Yes. So,
that's really what is amazing, how this knowledge from before Christ can actually impact a young Brazilian lady dog
that's looking
person.
For it.
That you look for the knowledge.
Age, they are reading Vogue magazine and everything. So let me tell you something. I'm reading this guy, this man, this philosopher. His name.
What's the name? Can you talk a little bit about the book? What's the name of the book?
The name of the book is Lives of the Stoics. It's talking about the stories of these philosophers of the school of Stoics.
Seneca is there?
Yes.
Seneca is there, okay.
I will get to Seneca. So this guy, his name is Zeno, and his father, when he's younger, gave him a lot of books of Socrates. So he's already understanding the big impact of philosophy in his life. And one time he go to an oracle. Oracle at that time is like these counselors, they're like therapeutic guys. And this Zeno asked him how he can live a better life. How can he live the best life that he can live? And the oracle tell him, look, to live the best life, you should have conversations with the dead.
Okay.
So I'm having conversation, and I've been inspired from dead people.
Dead people.
People that live a life in different times, and they understand life completely different than today. So let me go back and tell you what the Stoics mean and why I'm so attracted to this.
Okay.
The word stoic in English means the unemotional endurance of pain. Means that men that are very practical, because this philosopher here, they think they give much more value on actions than words. They believe everything about you have to do what you says, and for them this was the most important thing in their lives. So why this? Why I'm attracted to this? Because it's the same thing.
Give me a favor, can you send this book to Daryl?
Daryl Russell? Maybe he already wrote this book, maybe. So how I'm so interested in this, because I see the same thing on my dogs. I see the same thing in my grandparents. I told you the other day, I never saw my grandparents bitching about something, crying about something. They take the challenge, they take the failures, they learn from it, and they be better. Like the Zeno, he was an entrepreneur.
Mentalidad Pitbull, básicamente. Mentalidad Pitbull. The mindset of a Pitbull.
He lost his business. His business was like transporting cargo ships. He lost his business. He was left with nothing. And from this nothing, he built himself he needs to, like a phoenix. He needs to rebuild himself completely from zero. So everything about the dogs we admire, the dogs we created, the dogs we breed. You understand? So why I'm attracted to that, and I'm not attracted to other soap opera, to other drama, to all this and that, because you are what you surround yourself with. That's why we talk about culture in this channel so much, because the culture is actually what attracts you and me to be together, remember?
Absolutely, it's the culture that we practice. I was just now talking to some guy that contacted me back first in 2017, and he keeps contacting me, asking about puppies. He never makes a commitment, nothing. He's a polite guy, but and then he just asked me about I want a grown dog and blah blah blah. And I am glad when I see someone that keeps coming back every year. And I know he goes out there, buys something else, he comes back because he didn't like what he likes, and he goes. But this guy is tired of raising puppies, And what happens to him is, in his mind, he don't want to go through the experience that he already done by buying a dog from somebody else, raising the dog, and being unhappy. And so I will not sell him anything, of course, but people make some decisions based without having the facts and having the information. The source of the information is the most important. You mentioned the what's the name of the word you use now? The oracle is why they were going to this oracle to get this information. They were looking for wisdom. They were looking for advice. The oracle of Omaha. Warren Buffett. One of the richest men in the world. At one point, he was the richest man in the world. He just donated, I think, was $6 billion to charities and stuff like that. He donated over whatever he is worth today. That is half of what he should be worth because he donated the rest of it. And this man, he's called the Oracle of Omaha because that's where there's a lot of knowledge on this man. Knowledge is very important, and when it comes to the dogs, the knowledge is important to know it in theory, to understand, but nothing beats practice. But then practice without knowledge is just a common guy feeding 50 dogs or 30 dogs and talking BS about dogs. And the worst thing about it, talking about other people instead of talking about himself. I love to talk about myself, and some people might be uncomfortable with that. But really, is there anyone else that I should be talking about?
No, because we are not talking about ourselves like we are like in front of a mirror.
No, we're talking about the stories,
about the
achievements and the experiences.
We're talking about everything that are behind the success, everything that we needed to do to have this success.
The playback in my head is amazing when I think about these things, and I dream about them. I dream about my times. Just a few days ago, I was dreaming me going through customs in Bangkok, and leaving Bangkok, coming out from China, and being approached, and we go through all of these in the surface. You never get to see this, but anyhow, you're getting knowledge from people that are dead, and having I want you to repeat what you said about his father told him to have conversations with death. How it goes?
The oracle to live the best life, you should have conversation.
Okay, let's go back to this. This is very key ingredient of the conversation. In order for you to have knowledge, you must have conversations with the dead people. That right there is very profound in one way. And obviously you're not talking to the chumps. When it comes to the American Pitbull Terrier,
this guy was an entrepreneur.
And the guy that decided the whole culture of stoics. I will keep it short. You mentioned something about what a stoic is, and is this
an
emotional endurance
of pain.
But where there is no really emotion, there is no. They're so tough, right? To pain, they're very tough, and it reminds me of a letter that I got. It will be published in one of my books of Del Brostrom, when he told me back in the 1940s the type of men they used to be. And says I kind of want to pair a quote, but I don't have it exactly in my mind. But he was talking about how, and excuse the sound here, there's children around, but how he was thinking that you had to be like a Pitbull. Men wanted to be like a Pitbull. They didn't want to show any emotions of pain to any woman. Good morning. Any emotions of pain to anybody. And it was very, very important for him to men to be like a Pitbull. And you see the eagerness of an American Pitbull Terrier when he has to go against adversity. The eagerness to go against adversity. The eagerness to go, the natural desire of the American people to go towards that. It is amazing. And yes,
not like a stupid, but like I go against adversity because I have a plan to win.
I have a plan to win, of course. But and the bigger the challenge, the more they want to go.
Yes.
So I wanted to say that, we definitely have to put some things in writing, and we will put some books in writing.
Someday, some men, they will appreciate you.
Yes.
Appreciate everything you endure
to create.
To build these successful dogs, but to keep those dogs
out of the hands of
far
breeders.
away from the hands of stupidity. Because I understand that you have like ¿cómo se dice en inglés? Repugnance against stupidity.
I have repugnance
and
against
sometimes you
stupidity.
tell people the worst thing you have right now in your life is the dog you feed and the knowledge you already have in your hands.
Absolutely.
If you can clean the slate, everything, and
if you can get rid of everything,
present these dogs for other families, for other people, and do it again, you are going to be much better person. That's why you see these people, when they reinvent themselves, they are poor or something, they reinvent themselves, they lost something, they are become much better because they lost everything. You understand?
Yeah. Now I tell you one thing that is very key factor, what you just mentioned now. I thought about sad moments the other day, and it's not about me, it's about people, like people that are good people. And sometimes I get a guy that is just simply don't have a method, don't have common sense, but he's a good person. And they approached me many years ago, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe, and they say, "Hey, Mr. Lopez, blah blah." They're super polite, and they go into the swamp culture of forums and listening to buying books and listening, and completely away from. I didn't read those books. I didn't hang around with those people. I didn't get no influence from them. And results speak by themselves. I got the results. They don't. They got talk. They got opinions. They got a whole bunch of BS. I don't entertain that. So when this good person got back around and said, "Mr. Lopez, I've been here. I met," and they give me a pedigree of everything they done, and they think about like this is a positive thing, like they were going the step by step growing. And when they come to me, say like, "I'm ready to do something with you," and I tell them, I said, "You're a great person. You sound like a good man and maybe a good husband, but I can't do nothing with you. Because what makes you proud that you went through all these conversations with this man and absorbed this culture is really because of those reasons I will not be doing business with you. Don't take it the bad way." And they get offended, but I don't want to offend them, and I decline them. And they're good people, but what they already have in their hands, the dogs they're already feeding to me are trash. So I wouldn't be able to have them with my dogs. And the culture that they already embrace and they already built and they already trust is already trash. You can't take that culture and take my culture and put it together. There is a strong wall, it's a Berlin wall. They are on the side of the stupid, although they are good people, and I am the side of the smart. And it really is, if people fall for that, I make that choice. I was exposed when I obtained my dogs. I was exposed to those guys that came to me. I remember Moses coming to me and said, "Well, I love that dog, and Papa, and they knew I had pockets full of money, and they told me, buy that dog, and I said, I don't want to buy that dog, because I knew what I wanted to get, you understand? But they came to me, and thank God, I made very little mistakes on buying dogs at the beginning, and I set myself for certain families. And what happens to those families, for instance, just one of the strength of Honey Bunch, we bought 24, 26 dogs. And then the second strength of Honey Bunch, I did the same thing and spent even more money. And from that strength, I got nothing.
You know the difference.
And they're nothing. And so we're talking about 50, one second, we're talking about 50 plus dogs that came to me.
You know the difference between making mistakes in the beginning, making mistakes in the middle, because we make mistakes a lot when we bought those dogs, remember? But making mistakes when you
I got rid of them quicker.
You understand that this is not
the part of my standard, and I got rid of them quicker. The other ones, I took them as puppies, raised them, and wasted all the time. So knowing and getting rid of this, and after all of these dogs, and talking about the Honey Bunch blood, I was able to develop the best Honey Bunch dog in probably going to be, by the time I finish, everything is going to be by numbers. Somebody that do the dissectomy and do, okay, let me check this champion versus this champion, this guy, everything that he produced and everything he did, and he will be greater than Jeep. And somebody like, "Oh my God, how can he be red?" The quality,
we are in a position
quality and animals that he produced, mechanic buck. He got bred. I bred him to 2 females. His puppies went to the right people and got 7 points. 2 females. Make both of them ROM. So you think about the capacity of mechanic buck. If mechanic buck was back in the days where these guys had Jeep would have no chance to shine. Different quiet
Guys,
animals.
now you know how is the conversation in the house here in Brazil, normal day, but United States, 4th of July, and you can now be in the presence of this great conversation between husband and wife.
I'm gonna take a picture, and this picture will be the picture will be in the front. It'll be only you. You want me to be in the picture?
Yes.
All right. My hair is all fucked up, but it doesn't matter. Well, I get a cup. Okay, guys. God bless you. This is Chico Lopez, Thaís Lopez. Have a great day. If you were able to listen to the whole conversation, it's just regular talk all day, all night. If you like it, I ask you please to make a comment. Say, listen, I listened to it. I read it completely. I listened to it completely. I like it, and etc. etc. If you don't like it, just write I don't like it, and hit the like button and subscribe
and share with great people.
Share with great people, a community of people that are smart. Okay, bye bye.